So overall card for me is the most important one. This is like how the overall week's gonna go. And we have a card of burden. So this is a tough week in terms of just having a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of expectations, things you need to get done, and it could feel like it's piling on, like Monday, Tuesday, what else could I possibly have to carry? And people are continuously asking you to do things, or there's just more on your shoulder as the week goes by, to the point where Sunday you're just exhausted and want to drop these wands on someone else's back or just drop them anywhere and say goodbye. Now, with the Seven of Swords, there's something going on in the background. I'm just taking a peek at this card. You have a guy, or the character, I should say, who's cloaked. He has a mask on. You have no idea who they are. They're taking something that most likely isn't theirs, and that could be something that you're dealing with. This could be something that you're trying to do as well. And if it's you, I actually see you trying to escape a situation that's most likely tied to all this responsibility, because again, this vibe that you want out, you want a bit more freedom, you want to, trying to, in a way, have to do less, because I get the vibe that you just want more free time to relax, have fun, and right now that's not the case for you. So I get this vibe of sneaking away, trying to take whatever you can and get the hell out of somewhere. You're doing it at night where no one can see you, there's no one around. And of course, this can also be the fact that someone somewhere in the background is trying to take something of yours while you're not looking, and you're becoming aware of it this week, or you have your suspicions. That could be part of the burden that you're carrying too, trying to figure the situation out. It could be an emotional burden with Temperance here. Temperance is trying to find the right balance, mix it up together. You might be struggling with that. This could be just going back and forth again with your feelings and trying to sort them out. And now we have the Ace of Pentacles. We have this door opening, and I'm actually seeing for some, again, that this is this need to get away from a situation in the night when no one's watching and take this new opportunity with this sexy door that's opening. It looks like sunshine back there, and it looks like it's so much better than your current situation. So you're considering, again, leaving for the sake of this new thing that's come in. This could have been someone actually offering you a new job and no one knows but you. You could just be looking for various opportunities and trying to find the right one that you want to walk through, because this one looks like it has the right amount of money, it's in the right location, that in some ways it's perfect. Again, this need to find the opportunity as opposed to the actual opportunity coming in just this week yet. If it could, but if it does, I feel like you're not necessarily leaving for that yet. You're thinking about it, and meanwhile, it feels under wraps. Like you're thinking about taking something in secret. Like no one would notice if you just are very quiet about the situation and just kind of hurry off and leave, and as I said, brand new door opening and just going straight through it in the hopes that this is much better than your current situation. All right, what is this Ace of Pentacles about exactly? This could have come in completely randomly. You didn't expect it. You're like, someone's calling you up and saying, look, I got this opening for you. Do you want to take it? And you're like, I am never going to get this chance again. I have to take the window opportunity now. That's how I'm seeing this combination. It feels like pure luck. And in terms of this actually being a real thing and someone saying, look, this is only going to be open for about a week, you're going to most likely say yes. But I feel like it does involve secretly dropping a lot of obligations and not really communicating with people, that you are leaving one situation for another that you feel is more beneficial and better for you. Maybe you feel like you have to leave, in quiet. You feel like whatever that opportunity is better days ahead. You're looking at the bigger picture of what this holds for your future. So this could be as far as up and leaving, that you were secretly planning to move out. Let's say you had a roommate or a partner, secretly planning on moving out. The place that you really wanted, it's like, hey, they'll accept you. You know, do you want the apartment? Do you want to come here? And then you're like, fuck yeah. And again, very suddenly, there's change. There's this need to make the change and again, leave a situation because you're anticipating that there's a much bigger and brighter future if you act on the opportunity of the Ace of Pentacles. Seven of Swords. Okay. I feel like this is aligning. This is the Fool. And I feel like this is about, as I've already said, really, taking that chance, taking that risk. There's some sort of decision here that might feel risky on your end. Like, you don't know how it's really going to turn out. And it might appear to be foolish to other people, but you're just ready and you don't care. You want that brand new beginning. You want to take a shot in the dark, essentially. And you really want to pack up and go and start fresh, is what I'm getting with this Fool. For some, you may feel like someone else has taken you for a ride, but regardless of the situation, you just keep Temperance. Temperance, we have the Six of Wands, and what's very interesting about the Six of Wands is that it reminds me more of the Six of Swords, because I see the boat, I see like this character here heading towards, what is it, a much brighter future. The sun is rising. I mean, you could argue that it's setting, but I feel like the sun is rising and it looks beautiful. It looks like there's brighter days ahead, and Six of Wands on its own is victorious energy. It's like welcoming as well. So you're leaving a situation that you felt, again, had this energy where you had to hide, you couldn't maybe be real with yourself and others, sneaking around. You're like, I'm done with it. I need something brand new. It's going to be risky. I don't know if I can pull it off, but fuck it, I'm taking it. And you go for it, essentially. Ten of Wands. Well, that's interesting. I forgot this card. This deck has an extra card. And in my mind, I was like, well, what does this actually mean? And then I'm seeing it as this unknown, the gift, and there's a question mark up there. And I'm looking at the Fool, and I'm remembering how I felt. This feels like a risk for you, taking a risk, taking a chance, and you have chance over here, chance and change, with the Wheel of Fortune that's tied to the Ace of Pentacles, because you see this better future. And I think that this is essentially the same thing. You feel like you've been given a gift, and it could be that it's hard work to get to this new place, or it's going to be hard work to settle down and sort yourself out, and for things to become normal again, especially if you're, again, up and leaving a situation. You don't know exactly how it's going to go, but you're like, I'm taking that chance. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to pack one bag and, you know, make a big change. Because in the end, it is an important gift for you. And it's going to make a difference in your world. And you're going to feel like you've been given this chance. You're going to have to, yes, you're going to have to put the work involved with the Ten of Wands, but there's a lot ahead of you that's positive. Let me get one more. I feel like I've been seeing this card a lot. Ace of Swords. So you're going to understand why things are the way they are, and you're going to become clear. Any decisions that you make, anything that happens, again, there's understanding behind it. There's clarity here, truth coming out. And I feel like you're not going to second guess yourself, because you're going to know that even though at first it may have felt like, oh, this is a risky situation, do I really go through with it? I think you'll be saying yes, because this is essentially this random ass gift that came in, this opportunity with the Ace of Pentacles. Like, feels like pure luck. I got to take that chance. I got to, what do you say? How do you say it? Enact change, because this is also a card of change. And you're gonna go ahead, see everything essentially as a gift for you. You have no idea what's gonna happen in the aftermath, but I get the sense of having faith and essentially hoping and knowing that it's gonna work out for you. All right, so you guys have the Four of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. The week might involve a younger person overall with this Page of Pentacles. This can be also an approval of sorts, getting a message. This may involve work, any sort of like documentation or results that you were expecting. It's coming in. I often see this as, again, the text message, the letters in the mail, things of that nature. Usually it's lengthy, not as lengthy as what the Knight of Pentacles brings, but regardless, this is some form of information coming in, contact, and it most likely ties into work or money. I am seeing it in a positive light. I'm definitely seeing it favorable for you. We'll see what the clarifiers say. The Four of Pentacles has you holding on to your money quite tightly. This can also be trying to withhold in general or just hang on to emotions with the Ace of Cups. I do feel like the Queen of Swords might represent your energy. This could represent someone that you're dealing with, but I feel like you're trying to hold in your emotions. You have a lot of it. I think so much is spilling over, but you're trying very hard to keep your emotions to yourself. But I do think that for the most part, some of it might be seeping through. And it could be due to this information that's coming in. This could represent a child as well, but we'll get clarifiers to see what that's about. All right, so with the Ace of Cups next to that Queen of Swords, I do feel like you're trying very hard to maintain, to again, keep your emotions hidden, but I feel like some of it's definitely escaping. All right, let's get the Page of Pentacles first. So we have this news coming in. What is that about? All right, this is competitive energy. So if you had enrolled in something where you were competing against other people, then I feel like this is favorable news where, again, you win in that situation. Or if this is something that, again, involves money, receiving a scholarship, and again, there was some sort of competition, I feel like you're still getting the results that you've anticipated and you hoped for with the Page of Pentacles. For some, this could be information that is conflictive for you. Maybe it involves making a decision. We have the Two of Wands here. You might find yourself trying to figure out a solution. What do I do from here forward? And there could be a lot of opinions involved as well with the Five of Wands, conflicting opinions, or this can just represent an inner struggle and you're trying to figure out the best solution, what plan to take here. In those scenarios, I feel like that is work specific or just money specific as well. Get one more. You don't want to make the wrong decision. Definitely don't want to make the wrong decision. There's an element here of regretting a choice. And we have 2-5, so there's definitely conflict involved where this information is coming in, this news is coming in, is providing some form of conflict and leads you to make a choice, and you definitely don't want to regret it. So you're being very cautious as to what you do and towards which side you lean. This could mean having to make a choice. Like someone's reached out and says, what do you want to do? Or who are you siding with? Do you want this project? Or this is just a saying, oh, I have this project for you. But there's something about this invitation, this offer, that isn't easy to just accept, because either other people want it as well, and you're like, should I take it? What's going to happen if I do? Am I going to regret it? Are these people going to be a problem? Is it worth it? A lot of questions are coming up with this. Four of Pentacles has you holding back. Why? you're stressed, you got a lot on your mind, and definitely have a lot on your mind. This is dramatic energy. It feels like your mind is essentially exploding with thoughts, ideas, and stressing out quite a bit. The fact that the Tower is there means that you're about ready to blow up in a way. And I do see that is tied to this emotional outburst. So there's like something you want to say. A lot of feelings, a lot of thoughts are creeping up. You're trying desperately not to let that go and to reveal what it is you're feeling, but it might be hard to do, especially with the Tower there. I get the vibe of someone trying to keep their composure and it being very difficult to do so. Ace of Cups. King of Wands. Ooh, Emperor. Those could be two people. This could be an aspect of one person. These are very dominating characters. The Emperor himself can be fire energy, and so is the King of Wands. They're very much in control, and this is definitely an older a male for me. So I think that as one person, this is a male that you're dealing with and is stirring up a lot of emotions. It could be because they're trying to be controlling. For some, maybe this is you trying to, again, control your emotions and maintain dominance and be able to do whatever it is you need to do with poise and not, again, fall victim to this outburst of emotions that you're feeling. For the most part, I do think this is someone that you're dealing with, and it could be two people. Again, one might be younger. This can be someone associated with them, like a father and son, or just a pair that's tied to work, a boss and this person's like confidant who works under him, and he's also very aggressive and demanding. And as I've said, they're causing a lot of emotions here. What are the emotions about exactly, though? And we got another person. We got the King of Chalices. And we have the Ace of Swords. So I think there's this vibe to communicate, to say something, and it might be quite big, and I get this outburst vibe, just speaking your mind, speaking your thoughts, because they're there and you're having a hard time suppressing them. God, I almost feel like this is one person kind of wrapped up into one, and they're just a very dominating energy. Queen of Swords. What can you tell me about the Queen of Swords? Page of Swords. So she's remaining blunt here with the Page of Swords. She could have a child that she's dealing with. Or I say she as this is another person, but this could definitely represent you being heir here. But you are definitely trying to focus on your thoughts and just communication on a superficial level, just being very direct and not being attached whatsoever. But I get this element of still having difficulty with that communication, because I feel like the emotions are bubbling up that you're not quite the queen, or you're in control and you're using rationality and logic and you're coming out as the strong female. I feel like you're almost reverting to the page where you're just blurting out what's on your mind, like slowly, trying to suppress it, but I think it's happening. This communication could be happening to a wide audience, the world, and I get the vibe that it might involve a lot of connections, like blurting out your feelings to the world in a degree is what's coming in my mind. Some of you might have this need for closure, like you haven't received it, and in order to do so, you've got to express yourself. You might find that you're expressing yourself like the Page, though, which is an immature energy. They don't have that control that the queens would have, or the kings. Let me just get one more card here. You're trying to definitely maintain balance and keep your integrity. I didn't ask for anything. I was just shuffling for the sake of it. Let's see what these say. Well, we've got the Four of Pentacles again, so you're trying to hang on and not necessarily withdraw, but again, keep your emotions in check is coming up to me. And again, there's this focus on delivery of a message, and this is emotional. So I do think that you're going to end up communicating with someone and releasing those emotions. It might be a bit disruptive because it's Tower here, so you're going to have trouble, again, being diplomatic and communicating the way you've hoped. Not that that's a bad thing. You got feelings, express them. Let's get one more from you. We've got the Five of Pentacles. There's a feeling here of withdrawal on some level. Maybe some of you are having financial difficulties, but for the most part, I think is this detachment that you're trying to maintain on your end. You feel left out, and that has caused a lot of this disruptive emotions that you feel the need to release, or that you kind of have to release because the universe is pushing you to do so in a way.